Welcome to Unit 4 of AP US Government and Politics. Note that I will probably make several more videos about these topics. It's just that I want to get through all of them really quick right now. I'm not going to cover the entire Unit 4, but I will cover the most parts of it. So let's get to start with. First off, we have to talk about the citizens' ideas, your political ideologies, and your social policies, what you can accept, political parties, which I will talk about more in Unit 5, and the policies. So let's get to start with. First off, this is a little chart of the political parties in the United States of America. Liberalism, nationalism, conservatism, fascism, still have no idea why that still exists, feminism, socialism, and anarchism, and ecologism, and apparently others, whatever that others may be. I always like to believe those were the third parties, but then again, are these the third parties? Minus this, no one really believes in this anymore, except the very racist guys. And here are the political party spectrums. I'll talk more about this in the next episode, but what we're going to go ahead and focus on right now are these two parts: the liberals, the populists, the conservatives, the libertarians, and of course we have to talk about the moderates, who are like a little bit of everything. First of all, I'd like to really talk about how people go ahead and take their political ideologies. People come to head and think about their own political ideologies in several ways. They go ahead and believe in some things. They go ahead and believe that this happens, then this will happen. They believe in their beliefs a lot more. Tend to be that your sons and daughters will have the same political ideology as you. Democrats make Democrats, and Republicans make Republicans. On very rare occasions, the Republicans raise Democrats, and some families even change their political ideologies entirely. Like it was only started recently that black people started voting for the Democratic Party. Well, I would say recently, mainly because the people who freed the slaves were the Republican Party. But now you can see that the Republican Party has entirely shifted, and because of Donald Trump, and you have Barack Obama, the first black president, and the Democratic Party. Whereas everyone kind of expected the first black president to come from the Republican Party. We kind of expected Donald Trump to be a part of the Democratic Party, didn't we? I mean, back then, they colored the Democratic Party. When they started covering election nights in color, they created the Democratic Party with red and the Republican Party with blue. Mainly because, well, that was the ideologies at the time. Republicans were the conservative. Republicans were, like, the liberal ones. And the conservative ones. And they were also the populists. Sorry. I mixed it up. It used to be that the Republicans were where the Democrats are right now, and Democrats were where the Republicans were. But then they switched all that recently, and you have to expect that in political ideology. It's just that I'm surprised that the Democrats and the Republicans still exist to this day, whereas the Federalists and the Anti-Federalists didn't even last a generation. Now, if all these social parties in line, you have to go ahead and think about how all these work, your ideologies, how you go ahead and perceive your ideologies, how you perceive your policy making. What are the different political ideologies on the government's role in regulating the marketplace, and what impact do these ideologies have? Not much. Actually, it's way much more than you can think of, but not much compared to what other people think. In the United States, this is a pretty big topic. Some people, though, don't even care about this politics. They're like, politics, boring. I personally believe it's pretty fun, mainly because it's really fun watching the election. I remember watching the election of 2024 with my classmates last year during class time, mainly because my homeroom teacher was a big zealot of American politics. So we were watching it, and the next day we heard the announcement that Trump won. All the Kamala supporters were like, boo, and all the Trump supporters were like, yeah, make America great again, even though we are in China right now. So what? Still don't understand that, but thought it was a pretty good thing to share. It was pretty fun watching politics, and I will probably watch the 2028 election in the 11th grade. That's only like 4 years away. Trump won't take off. Whoever comes after Trump won't take office until 2029, but the election will happen in 2028. So very excited about that. And we have to talk about policies too. Certain parties go ahead and make policies. This is why the American system is very unreliable, because presidents can only last 8 years maximum. Then you have to change your president, which might have the same political ideology, but then again, it might not, because they have from the different party. Different parties make different political ideologies. Like, fun fact, when Trump first came into the presidency, he went ahead and left every international organization except the United Nations, pretty much every alliance except the United Nations from America, making America first. But then when Joe Biden came back, he reapplied to those organizations and got himself reinstated. But now Trump's back, he again went ahead and withdrawed America from all these international organizations except the United Nations, which because the Americans created it, the Americans have power over other countries. And with that, I'm sorry, but all my topic time has ran out, and I'll talk to you guys more about Democratic parties and the Republican parties next time, and the third parties, and the 5 living presidents, technically now 6 living presidents. I'd say 6 because Jimmy Carter's dead. He lived 100 years, what a ripe old age. He had a long and happy life, but until then, Shihana, peace. Bye-bye.